Welcome, lovely people, to a new episode of the Romanian Academy. Today, as you can see, I don't have a really annoying intro, mainly because the company that I sent my stuff home failed to do its job and is probably gonna be a week until I have my camera here. Regardless, today I'm wearing, I don't know if you can see. How does this work? Alright. The University of Birmingham jumper, and no, I'm not here to praise or anything the university because academics. No, I actually have a story to say first, and in this way I would suggest you check out some material. That material is a podcast, and that has been done with one of my best friends from the University of Birmingham. The name of the podcast is The Age of Humans, and you'll find the link down below. And the recommendation stands mainly because you can learn a couple of things in there about how to think in another language and how languages affect thoughts, and also how to adapt and to learn a language depending on your expectations. That was a very interesting fact and hopefully a useful material for a really crap introduction. Anyways, let's move to today's topic. We're talking about prepositions. You'll probably notice a really weird light coming from this side. I'm playing around, as you probably noticed. So, yeah, I might close my eyes quite often. Regardless, let's go ahead and talk about prepositions. If you don't know what prepositions are, well, this is the right place to check them out because prepositions are crucial, I would say, in Romanian. They have a lot of tricks, and in this season, this is what we're going to cover. Now, what we're going to cover about them specifically are five. There are five, right? Yeah, there are five main things. So, starting with the main one, I mean, I should zoom in because otherwise you'll just see everything already and you'll run away from this video. No, I'm joking. I mean, probably you'll not understand anything anyways. So, prepositions. Before. Pronouns, nouns, numbers. Yeah, that's what a preposition is. Is a word that stands before nouns, pronouns, or numbers. And the way this would look, because today we're not just giving some random explanations, we're also talking about them. So, before a pronoun, number, or noun. Let's take, for example, pe. Yeah, pe masă. Okay, do you know which one should go to? Is this a noun, a pronoun, or a number? Well, if you answered noun, yeah, definitely. Then, pe el. For more advanced Romanian speakers, they know this is a sensitive topic. I'm not going to get into that right now, but this means him. Obviously, it's a pronoun. And then, let's say, pe trei. Yeah, this can mean a couple of things, but we're not here today to explain exactly what it means. This is actually a different point here, which is the way it looks. Pe masă, pe el, pe trei. This could mean, in the easiest form, on the 3rd of a month, for example. Now that we talked about that, I think also it's worth mentioning that it changes the relationship between words. Yeah, so it's before one of those, yeah. So before a noun, pronoun, or number, but also changes the meaning of a word. So for example, if I say, yeah, we had here pe masă, yeah. If I say sub masă, or for example, lângă masă, yeah, depending on this, not lângă, it changes the meaning of what masă tells in that sentence. It can be on, under, or near the table. Now that that's done, let's move to the second. Prepositions are describing ideas. right? So you see from actually this example, yeah, describe some ideas about like where a thing could be: on the table, under the table, next to the table. Yeah, that's, for example, place, but it can be about time, can be the way or manner as well. You do a thing, like how you do a thing, the conditions under which you would do something, the cause, so what caused something else, because, for example, is to do with this, with this. Scope. The scope is one of the trickier things to explain in English, because you don't really have something like that, but this season we'll clarify it and we'll know exactly what this means. Or exception, like without, for example. Yeah, without is probably the easiest here. Regardless of what they describe, you should really remember one thing, and I say this quite often in those videos: all those describe context. Yeah, so if you covered, for example, the articles, you have a video about articles up here that talks about the context as well. This is another context reference, because the way you introduce a thing, a place, the way, the condition, all those details, all this information creates the context. Yeah, like the how, the what, the when, where, and so on. So the reason why I mentioned this in here about context, this is super important because it directly influences point 3, which is that prepositions depend on case, and most of them are, I would say, luckily for beginners, in accusative. The ones in accusative are quite easy. So the basic ones, let's say the ones here, like pe, de as well, un, din, and all those are in accusative. There are also genitive, those are a bit more weird. For example, asupra. And then, for example, in dative, mulțumită. Yeah, if you don't know the difference in cases, this describes thanks to somebody. The genitive is asupra means against or on, so it kind of describes a possession, so that's why it's in genitive. Don't worry about this if you're not familiar with cases. We will talk about it in detail in a later video on the season. But if you are, as the title says, a beginner, focus on the ones in accusative. That will be 90% of them, or even more. Then, moving to the next one, prepositions are not only short words. Yeah, this is actually a very easy to forget about criteria here, because they can also be expressions or compound words. For example, you would have in fața, in front of. Let's consider the whole thing is a preposition. It's a preposition plus a noun. Yeah. Or maybe cu ocazia, again another noun, so with the occasion of. If you're a bit more advanced, you could already notice it's about genitive here. Don't forget that ți, mulțumită. I mean, my writing is horrendous in this, but in the whiteboard, I mean, but what am I gonna do? So other ones could be, for example, legat de. Yeah, this is a very common way Romanians say about or regarding something. Again, you have two very different words. So that is one story that is hopefully understood. You can expect to have pe, de, în, all those little words, but also you should consider, like, for example, like a big group of words are, for example, the ones that describe the sides of a thing, right? So imagine, let's say here, this is one that you'll find probably quite useful for genitive. So if you consider the front, yeah, the back, the top, so above actually, yeah, below, to the right of, to the left of, and in the middle, yeah, all of those will actually be similar to this. So în fața, yeah, în spatele here, deasupra, dedesubtul, în stânga or la stânga, pe stânga, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, it actually doesn't matter. So stânga, dreapta, față, spate, mijlocul, yeah. All of those will actually be in genitive because they are considered a side, so they are a property of the cube in this case, or anything else for that matter. So that's why it's actually genitive. Hope you love my drawing skills. And finally, in number 5, some prepositions în, prin, din, plus indefinite articles get a special form. How exciting, right? Like for you French speakers or Spanish speakers who have those compound things like del, or yeah, that's where my knowledge stops. Because in French I know there are a lot, but I studied that ages ago. So în plus o, în plus un, that will become într-un. You might have seen this. It's very, very common for obvious reasons, because to say in, from, or around, or through, or has many meanings. It is very common. So yeah, you might have seen this quite a lot. This is very similar to the other ones: din, prin, printro, printrun, dintro, dintrun. Yeah. So when you see this, don't get freaked out. It's just a preposition plus an article. Now, those are the only ones that use this rule. There's no other. So yeah, hope you don't get freaked out, because also there's no other meaning to it. You know, like in Romanian, many people get freaked out seeing das dash, because in many languages it doesn't exist. So the hyphen here is just to tell you, please pronounce it in one word, într-un, not într-un. Right. So that being said, this is the story about prepositions. We will introduce in this season videos about different cases, because that's how they mainly differ, but also probably special video covering this fourth point. Other than that, I think prepositions are quite easy, but you have to be careful. Also, when we will talk about accusative ones, stay tuned, because that one will have some things that you might not be aware of, or maybe you're aware of, which in that case that's great. But for example, if you say în magazinul, you're definitely up for some treats in that video. That being said, well, I hope you remember to check out the link below with my friend Dudas, The Age of Humans, representing the University of Birmingham. I'm not doing this to show off. Please check this out, because you will understand more about thinking in another language, and actually being aware that, you know, learning a language is actually not about learning words. If you want to learn a language, you actually should think in a different way as well. And no, that's not really overwhelming, I have to say. But I'm Romanian, so we do work well under pressure. We have the Discord link also running now. I'm sorry for the people who tried to access it for 3 months and they weren't able to. Now it's valid for 30 days, so please click. I have to update it occasionally, and I will try to do that. Then also, if you're interested in tutoring or group classes, check out the Calendly link or drop me a message in Discord. Hope you enjoyed Prepositions and my really crap camera. Until next time, la revedere!